Hello, people of YouTube. Still haven't quite figured out the best way to start my videos, but yeah, here we are. I'm going to be showing you Obscure 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2. We'll just be looking at the packaging, not so much the games themselves. I've only played a little bit of the first game and most of the second game, but in general I just try to make my videos about the cases and the packaging unless I specifically state otherwise. But anyway, let's start with the first game, Obscure. First off, I just want to mention that this is one of those stupidly expensive games. Like, you look at the prices on eBay and just go, oh, it's one of those games. When I looked on eBay, the prices were at least $200, some higher. It's ridiculous. Luckily, I found this game at a store near me for about $30 to $40. I can't remember exactly, it's been a few years. But I didn't realize how much of a deal I was getting at the time, but now I'm especially happy I bought it when I did. Anyway, let's look at the game. Just looking at the front cover of this game, I think of the manual for Fatal Frame 3 because of the inverted look. This looks like the black and white is inverted to me. I apologize if my terminology is wrong, by the way, but it appears to be inverted to me. The manual for Fatal Frame 3 has some red-blue inverted look to it, if that's even the right term. But yeah, anyway. There's a person on the front cover, but I'm not quite sure who this is supposed to be, if it's even an important person at all. Like I mentioned, I've only played a tiny bit of this game, so I might miss a couple meanings behind certain design choices, but yeah. Anyway, on the back it proudly states that there's music by Sum 41 and Span. There's one song from Sum 41, which is Still Waiting. That's the name of the song, and I think it's like the opening of the game. And there's two songs from Span. The first one is Don't Think the Way They Do, and the other one is Babies Come Back. So if you don't know what those songs are, and if you look them up, you'll notice right away they're just like classic 2000s rock songs, what you would imagine they would be. It really sets the mood for like this 2000 high school movie style of game. So yeah, there's that. And then it also proudly states that it has a unique 2-player cooperative mode as well, which if this game plays the same as the second one, which it seems like it does from the little bit that I have played, these games are designed for co-op. So I believe you usually have 2 characters at a time throughout the game, and you can either play by yourself or switch between the 2 characters, or you can have someone play with you and control them at the same time. Again, this isn't really meant to be like a game review, but I just think it's notable to mention because they're obviously really proud of this mechanic, and I do think they do it well in the game, and they think they do it well too because they have it nice and bold on the back. And if you look at the screenshots, you'll notice that half of them have 2 characters because of this. So yeah, anyway, I got off track a little bit. Since the game takes place in school, there is a desk in the background of the back cover. The Obscure logo is also at the top and a little bit transparent, and there's some other stuff in the background, but I can't really make out what it is, to be honest. If you open up the case, you'll notice that the disc and the manual both have the same design as the front cover. There isn't really anything special about the disc to be said, so we'll just go straight to the manual. The manual is in black and white, and it's 24 pages long. It has the usual game instructions and how to play the game. It lists the types of items you can acquire, and it has a list of 5 playable characters with their descriptions, and it lists their special aptitude or just their special ability. Also, my manual still has the registration card attached to it, so I got kind of lucky with that. The design of the manual is pretty minimal, but the contents seem to be okay. Anyway, we're going to move on to the second game, Obscure the Aftermath. It's not Obscure 2, at least I think the European one might be Obscure 2. Anyway, this is Obscure the Aftermath. Now, this game used to be dirt cheap and extremely common to find in stores. I used to see this game all the time for about $10, and one day I just grabbed one of the 10 copies they had at my store without really paying much attention to the condition of it. I just thought the game looked cool, so that's kind of why I bought it. Well, unfortunately, because of that, I ended up grabbing a copy without the manual, and it looks kind of grungy too. And what's even more unfortunate is that this game is a little more expensive now. It's around $30 to $50 to buy a copy, which isn't nearly as bad as the first game, but it's still pretty high dollar for a PlayStation 2 game. And yeah, I'm just really annoyed at myself for being a bit careless. I didn't know what this game was though, so that's why I didn't really pay much attention. Also, there's a Wii version and a PSP version available for this game, and they both seem to be the cheapest versions of the game. Anyway, we're gonna look at what I do have to show you and not everything else. The front cover looks drastically different from the first game. It's much more colorful and shows a few different people on the cover, as opposed to the other one, it's just that one person on the front. The monster on the cover does give me Resident Evil vibes, but maybe that's because I've been playing a lot of PS1 Resident Evil games lately. The back cover shows all playable characters, and there's 6 of them. And if you look at the screenshots, there are 2 people in every single one. So if you look at the list of features, it mentions a co-op mode again, but more subtle than the first game. Let's open this up. I find the print on the disc to be quite funny. Just to kind of explain, the print is exactly the same as the front cover, but it's been cropped to fit the disc. But they put the PlayStation logo right over the monster dude's face, and on the right side it shows the guy's face like really blown up, which is exactly how it is on the front cover, and I think it looks funny anyway. But on the disc it's just cropped weird, and it really gives me Yakuza 3 cover vibes, to be honest, but maybe I'm the only one who thinks that's funny. And this is normally where I'd show you the manual, but like I mentioned, I don't really have it, unfortunately, so I will have to end our tour here. I think that covers about everything, so if you watch this video, let me know in the comments what you think, or just say hi. I'll say hi back. I think I'm supposed to ask you to like and subscribe, but that still feels kind of weird, so yeah. I guess that's it. Bye-bye!